It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Is there a scenario where you do a long-term deal with him?
There's a scenario for everything, so I want to rule anything out.
And if you traded Brandon Ayuk, could you see a scenario where you're better because of that?
I mean, Brandon's a great player, so it's real hard to be better when you lose a great player. So we got to look into anything. We got to understand the situation we're in, what that looks like, and that does take time. So hopefully it'll all work out best for him and best for us in the long run.
Is there a disappointment it's reached this point? I know it could be resolved, but
I mean, it's been at this point for a little bit, so it's nothing really new to me. I mean, you're always disappointed when you can't keep a hold of all your players or it's not going exactly right. I mean, I don't like losing anybody, so that's why I'm hoping it does work out here.
Day 75 of the Brandon Ayuk situation. And if I have to talk about it on day 76, I will pull my luscious and perfectly at all times coiffed hair.
Listen, I don't want to put you in a corner like I did yesterday.
That's a highlight of your pathetic life. I chose to not bury you.
He chose.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is,
off.
All I was going to say is Kyle Shanahan. I'm actually going to give you a compliment here. Didn't say anything that you didn't say exactly yesterday. Well, sure, he's a nice player. Nobody's off the trading block except for except for 5 players in the league.
Yeah.
That's basically what he said. I mean, we could have just listened to our show yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, get it resolved already. Move them on or have them come back. So
you're not mad at Kyle?
No, not at all.
You're frustrated with the GM. You're frustrated with one of the greatest safeties ever to play in the NFL, and
also one of the best college baseball players.
Oh yeah, he was really good.
John Lynch. Yeah. Had an opportunity to interview.
Why does it always come back
times.
to baseball with you?
Because it's the freaking hardest sport there is to play and succeed.
Oh, yeah.
It's
so
obvious.
hard to hit a curveball, blah, blah.
That's why you went into football. I mean,
it's probably true.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Puka Nacua, week to week with knee injury. Said the team doesn't anticipate him missing the start of the season due to injury. I get a lot of calls wrong, but I got that one right. This 60 and 60 thing that's been running around for seemed like 3 decades now. When Puka was going into his final year, I said, this guy's the best player in the state.
Into his senior year in high school?
No.
Or in college. Yeah.
I didn't say senior year. I said final year.
Oh, sorry.
Because I knew he was going to go to the NFL, and he is a star. I don't know how he lasted 5th round. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but
the only thing I can think is 40-yard dash time. But
I don't give a crap.
I know, but what people don't realize is you realize Jerry Rice never timed under a 4.6 40 ever, and he has more touchdowns than it. I mean, there's got to be more to play in receiver than speed, right? And I think it's the change of speed. I think it's the ability to catch the ball over the middle. And Jake, you saw this through high school. Puka Nacua was unreal, like next level in high school. Like
Double level.
Most dominant high school football player I think I've ever seen.
It was crazy how good he was.
And I've watched Britton Covey. I've watched a bunch of these guys at the prep ranks, but Puka was as dominant as they come. And PK, you were right. You called it, and he's proven yet again that.
Let's build PK up today because he was in a corner yesterday.
I live my life in a corner.
You know?
That's where I want to go.
Yeah, I mean, except for yesterday, I thought you were throwing the rope-a-dope on me, and then you went out.
I think I told my wife, I said,
my
gosh, Riley's probably going to mention this no less than 4,000 times. In his mind, he thinks he won something.
Well, the reason why I think I won something is because DJ's never done it.
In his arrival,
not
in the
one
building.
time. He's here with you every day. He hasn't done it one time. Not one time.
I sure hope his bee sting or whatever it is, that he's over for tomorrow. Whatever the latest is, I can't recall. Christian McCaffrey, he's going to miss the preseason. He's got a calf strain. On the cover of the Madden 25, the curse.
It's not the curse.
Nonsense.
No, you know what it is? It's these running backs that are like calf ceratops and quadzilla. Like, they got too big of muscles for their bodies.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at you, PK. Like, it's hard work to be you.
You know, that's what I've said with Mike Trout. Because he's always injured now.
I think there's some truth to it. There is a certain level in football and baseball and basketball that you can get too big and too strong.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's the truth. Like, I'm not saying that's the case with Christian McCaffrey, but I think the Mike Trout thought is well taken.
He's like 5 years in a row of injuries now, and it's frustrating for everybody. And I just wonder if he's just too jacked. And he's naturally jacked, too, but nevertheless, he's got those issues. All right, let's move on to college football.
Hashtag college football.
I think the defense has just been flying around. I can tell everyone understands the defense a lot more, and they just understand the scheme, know what to jump. I just think everyone's just faster all in general. So
That's Jacob Robinson on BYU's progression. Has there ever been a defense in training camp in college that is not flying around?
Not sure I've ever not heard that.
They're all flying around.
Yeah, it's the no-fly zone. DBs are always really, really loud in the preseason. And then about November, you don't hear jack.
Yeah, but you're a Jay Hill fan, aren't you?
I am a Jay Hill fan.
And, you know, he's talking about the familiarity of another year. He believes that they hit home runs on several recruits defensively. He spoke about that, was it last week? So I anticipate the defense being better. Now, having been around Jay Hill for all of us have for the better part of 20, 25 years, I don't think he's one of these dudes who hypes it up nonstop just for the sake of hype. I think when he says something, he believes it, and you know, I don't even know how many times I've talked to him over the years. So I have a level of belief in what he's saying that the defense can be better.
I think that's a fair statement. I don't think he's big into hyperbole. He's not going to exaggerate. But if he feels like there's been some players that are really good and going to make some significant impact on the defense, he's not just saying that.
Yeah. And how about this? This is a gambling undertones, but it might be for
it's also NFL undertones.
Yeah. SEC moving toward mandatory injury report for this season. The Big Ten adopted such a measure last season. The league's weekly report had two categories for injured players, questionable or out. The SEC could formally adopt the move in 2 weeks. Should they just acknowledge, like the NFL does, the NFL is hand-in-hand gambling? I have a friend who I woke up this morning and he sent me a picture. And that's my friend in the middle. To his right, do you know who that is? On radio here.
I don't know who.
Colin Cowherd.
No, I know who Colin Cowherd is. Oh, to his right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
to his right.
That's the only guy I recognize. I didn't know the guy on the left.
To his right.
Yeah.
And you were
right.
baffled about his right. And I'm supposed to respect diplomas from Utah State.
Listen, all I'm going to say is don't make me put you in a corner. Do not make me put you in a corner, PK.
Okay, what's 2 plus 3? You're in a corner.
That's reference 3.
Nowadays, 2 plus 3 does not equal 5.
That's the guy to his other side is Colin's sidekick.
Yeah.
They call him J-Mac.
That's right.
And anyway.
No, Colin is great.
The guy in the middle, Jake, we'll just leave it as my friend Wayne. And
I had a thought when I heard Cowherd. I'm like, it's gotta be Wayne. It's probably mixed up in this.
Do we talk about Wayne a lot?
He's an old friend of
I
PK's.
will tell you off the air.
Okay.
I've known about him for a long time.
I talked you up. They're all about the gambling. All right? It's legal. I mean, good. And so that's why I bring it up. They're all about the gambling. Well, they can gamble. I mean, it's out there. Why not acknowledge it? And then we don't have to have these guys stay up. The Kyle sit up there. We don't talk about injuries. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I was going to say, if this comes to the Big 12, like Kyle's out.
Why would you give anybody an advantage? Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me. When you explain to me, if I tell you why he's injured, that gives me an advantage, I'll do it. I mean, I've heard this speech every friggin' year. It's driving me nuts. I mean, it's one play that you don't know that the guy is in. And then from every play on, you know whether he's in or not. Is it that big of a deal?
Kind of.
I don't think it is. Because if it was that big of a deal, the SEC and the Big Ten wouldn't be doing it.
No, the SEC and the Big Ten are getting huge money from it.
Then get huge money for it. Money talks. Money's the most important thing. Anybody who tells you about it's not about the money has a ton of money, and that's why the guy who's making $22,000 a year never tells you, oh, it's not about the money, it's about respect. Only people who tell you it's not about the money are the people who are friggin' rich.
It's about respect, PK. It's not about the money.
Bunch of boo crap.
Well, then why are you so upset about college, NIL, transfer portal, all that stuff?
Upset?
I mean, it just seems like, yesterday we're talking about it. You're like, I don't like it, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's about the money.
No kidding.
It's about the money.
It's always been about the money. And anybody who thinks NIL is new is ridiculous. It's been about the money for years and years and years. Best have been getting paid. This is nothing new here. It's just out in the open now. Now I see guys handing players checks. Before it used to be around the corner. I've literally seen...
Is that weird?
The first time I saw it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your check.
Right. Yeah. I was standing right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't supposed to be done. 5
years ago.
Publicly. Yeah. Yeah. But, hey, good for them, man. Why shouldn't they get money? Anybody who got don't mess with my money. You mess with my money, you're my enemy. Simple as that.
Well, it's like the Navy SEALs say. It's not do I trust you with my life? Can I trust you with my money and my wife?
Yeah.
Anybody will save somebody's life, but can I trust you with my money and my wife?
All those people who tried to cut my salary, they were my enemy. You all are unemployed now, but you were my enemy at the time when you tried. You're not unemployed. You got other jobs, but you were my enemy. Don't try to be my friend, because you're not. Because money matters. And I've had people say, oh, that's so bad. Yeah, well, tough. All right, we got to move on. NBA.
I love you, PK.
Hashtag NBA.
As Booker hits the three. No airspace, and you can book it for Booker. Timeout Brazil. 16-6 start for the U.S. Lob it towards the rim. Oh! It's Tatum flying through the air.
04 was her last Olympics.
Durant. Another 2 points on the board for KD, the professional bucket getter.
KD, the professional bucket getter. Yeah, I watched the game. Just like I thought. U.S. blew them out. So then I'm watching a bunch of Olympics yesterday, right? And then I get ready to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and I was downstairs watching baseball, and my wife comes up. Oh, I got to tell you about the men's 1500. Oh, yeah, the guy with the man bun. He was on the inside, and he caught him. He didn't realize I'd been watching it earlier today when it was live. If I have an opportunity to watch live sports, I'm going to watch live sports. And so with the time difference, and we'll have Sam Farnsworth joining us live from Paris at 9:05, KSL Sports Anchor. You can speak some French to him.
That was fun last time.
Blow him away.
It did.
In that. So he'll be on today at 9 o'clock, at 9:05 to be exact.
I've been making a lot of money off of people that I know just by saying, I'll bet you anything that Noah Lyles wins the gold tonight.
Oh,
no way. He's not going to win.
So they blew out Brazil. Booker, 18. That's 6 players in double figures. Now they got Serbia tomorrow in... it's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Thursday, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Friday. But tomorrow, do we know what time?
I think it's 1 o'clock again, so it's kind of...
1 p.m. our time,
Yeah.
which is 9 o'clock their time.
Correct.
They're 8 hours ahead over there in France. Rudy Gobert was limited, but Team France upset Canada. I think Canada was like an 8.5-point favorite, something like that. So they moved on to semifinals. They'll face Germany. Somebody whose name, here, Gershon Yabusele. How would you say that in French? You see that there?
Yabusele.
Oh, lucky dog.
Did you just say, ho, ho, ho?
Oui, oui, oui.
Riley spent a couple years over in France, if you get my drift. So he's got the language down. Oh, and then in the least surprising news, Charles Woodkey's not going to retire. Oh, why should he? Loves to talk. First of all, listen to him talk. He'll say, first of all, he'll say first of all.
That's ridiculous.
He'll say first of all about 5 times in
That's
his
ridiculous.
rant. Yeah, he loves the spotlight. So I don't know what to do. Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
I don't watch it because I go to bed when the games are over.
I don't mind Charles.
I don't mind him either.
I actually love Shaq, but I don't love him on that show.
Yeah.
Like, I think Shaq's actually pretty funny. I don't like him on the show. I think Charles is legitimately funny on that show.
Yeah, I'm not a big pregame, postgame guy. I don't watch before, which is pre, just Utah State boy. So pre means before, post means after.
To my right means to your left.
Right over there.
Right.
So that's fine. So
it was just a New York, New Jersey way to explain things, you know?
All right, let's move on to the sport that is the most difficult to play. Come on.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
The 0-2. Swung on, hit in the air, deep down the right field line towards the corner, and this ball is gone. Edmundo Sosa with an opposite field home run over the short wall in the right field corner. 6th of the year for Sosa. Phillies now lead it 5-2.
From the stretch, the pitch. There's a drive. Deep left field for Tommy Pham. It's a goner. Tommy Pham with a 2-run homer. 4-2 Cardinals. But he's hitting 8th tonight. And he swings. It's a towering pop fly, shallow left, and it'll be Benintendi to make the catch. And it's finally over. The White Sox 21-game losing streak is history. They beat the A's tonight 5-1.
We had to figure that they would beat the A's. The A's aren't very good themselves. Although I did see in person them beat the Atlanta Braves earlier in June. And so their 21-game losing streak is over. They're now 27-88. And I'm watching the Phillies and Dodgers. Dodgers with another injury. Gratterall, he came back and 8 pitches into his debut. After spending all season rehabbing his injured shoulder, he's got a severe hamstring strain. I mean, he's a big dude, and they had to basically carry him off the field. But they cut in to Houston and Texas. And Framber Valdez, their left-handers, got the long dreads things coming out, if you remember him. Had an opportunity to get his second career no-hitter. He walks the one dude with 2 outs, brings up Corey Seager. My wife's upstairs watching the Olympics. I said, uh-oh, there goes the no-hitter. Sure enough, next pitch, gone. He hits it out. Spoils the no-no with 2 outs in the 9th. Seager, he killed the Diamondbacks last year. Every time he came to bat, I'd scream at the TV, don't pitch to him. And it seemed like every time he'd get a big hit. He's a marvelous, marvelous player. Phils did beat the Dodgers. Sosa, you heard there, and Schwarber homered, went back-to-back. The Pods, they're playing good ball, man. 10 games above 500. They're only, 3.5, 4 games back at the Dodgers now? Kershaw did pitch well for about 4 innings, and they took him out. And you heard, my guy, Tommy Pham, he with the big muscles. He didn't have a job until about halfway through the season, and White Sox picked him up and then traded him over to the Cardinals, and he goes deep. He's a fine, fine player. The Bees, they were shut out by the Aces. Did I say Aces? That's the basketball team for the WNBA. The Aviators.
Aces, Aviators, you get it.
And their season opener at Smith's Ballpark. They will square off tonight at 6:35. Coverage begins on the Zone at 6:20. Did I say season? No. Series. Well, I mean, I never want the season to end.
Well, it's in the middle of August. Okay.
I know, but see, like if you just, I was told, I get sad when the season ends. I was told that somebody had a dog, and when the dog died, that person would get an exact replica of the dog and name them the same name, so the dog never died. So if I keep saying season opener in my mind, it'll never end. All right, what is trending brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing? There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up next, we're going to go to Black Desert. David Viveros, he's Vice President of Partnerships and Event Development for Black Desert. Tickets are going to be on sale. I think the general public, what would you call them? The VIP type tickets, they've been on sale a little bit. But as far as general admission and all that stuff, I think they go on sale, and we'll have David joining us on the other side of the break that we can talk about, so stay with us right here. And I already told you about Sam Farnsworth joining us at 9:05. Got it all covered, and we'll hit some college football, of course, as we always do this time of year on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.